Hi everybody. I decided to show you what I've been up to here the last couple of days. I decided a while back, after taking an online course on alcohol ink, that I'm just going to practice and practice until I understand this medium better and can consistently get some results that I want. So what I did was I wanted to first start by swatching everything that I have. And I started with my Ranger inks, and for the tops of the bottles I just put a drop, let it dry, punched it out with just a 1/4 inch normal office supply paper punch, and then glued that to the top of each bottle. So even though I kind of have a decent idea of the colors that these are and what they look like going down and spreading out, it's just really a quick visual for me to be able to grab one really quick without having to pull it out and look at the color. The other thing that I did, the person that I took the alcohol ink course from was using the Copic various refills. Those are the refills for the Copic markers, because that is alcohol ink. And so I went shopping for those, and they're pretty pricey. So in my looking on the internet, I found this company called Art and Fly. And they also make alcohol ink markers and sell the refills in these little bottles for about half the cost of what the Copic various refills are. So I bought a bunch of those. And what I did when I got them, I put the little dot on the top as well. But I swatched it out on a piece of this Appliqué freezer paper, just because I didn't want to use my expensive Yupo for swatching. But this also gives me a real good visual of what this color full strength looks like. So I did that for each of the bottles. Their colors are really pretty, and they have a ton. Here's the color chart folded in half. They have a ton of colors, so I just picked some. I mean, you know, when you order things online, colors aren't always real true depending on your monitor, etc. But anyways, I did my best. I liked everything I got. So I marked those on my color chart, which you can download from their website for free. And then I went through and swatched full strength swatches, and then alcohol, the ink with alcohol added. Blew them out also on the Appliqué freezer paper. And then on the colors that I thought were a bit dark, even with the alcohol, I made dilutions that I can use, you know, in place of if I want to start really light, and I put those in these little bottles I got from Amazon. So I basically, and I marked like how much alcohol, how many drops of ink, so that once I have a dilution that I like, a color that I like, the bottle is marked and I can always mix up more. So the ones that I did that with, I put the diluted swatch on the inside back of the, and these are, well, these are, where is my, hang on, I'll show you what I used. These are Strathmore clear plastic sleeves, and they're 5 7/16 by 7 1/4, so basically 6 by 7-ish. So I just cut down my papers to 5 by 7, and the pieces that were left along the edges what I used to do my little dot swatches. So anyways, back to this. So these were all the Art and Fly, and you can see it's, I mean, it's a huge difference. This is by itself and this is just with alcohol added. And then if there was anything that I wanted to notate, I also put a note there. And then this is that same color, diluted 15 ml of alcohol and 6 drops of ink. So I have the same color, but in a much lighter version. So like on this one, I didn't do a dilution because that's already a fairly light color. But you can see the Art and Fly colors are just really gorgeous. So there's the dilution of that one. I really like this one. And their colors are also just alphanumeric notations. So these are all the ones that I got. Love this one. Look at, isn't that gorgeous? I hope that's focusing with this shine on it. Pretty blue. Really intense purple. And then I went, oh wait, now is that Art and Fly? Yeah, then I also went through my Ranger inks and pulled out the darkest ones so that I could swatch those and see if I also wanted to make dilutions of some of those, which I did. So that was Cranberry. This is Ranger's Indigo and the dilution. The eggplant, look at all the colors that come out of that eggplant. There's a lot of like a navy blue in the background of that. Really pretty. This is Teakwood. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots of greens, golds, and the brown. And then this is the only Piñata color I have besides gold, which is the Mantilla Black. I don't know if you can see all the colors in there with the grays and the blues and the browns mixed in with that black. It's just gorgeous. So this gives me, and there's a dilution of that too, and it was quite granulating once it was diluted. But anyways, that is what I've been doing, and I think that having the swatches is going to be a big help as far as selecting colors for a piece, picking colors that I can see what they're going to do once they're diluted with alcohol and how they move, and you know, all the different aspects of each ink, because they are quite unpredictable. And then like I said, I have my dilutions also, that if I want to start really light I can do that. Oh, and I'll mention too that these and I'm not sure whether I'll end up using these. They're like pipette tips. You get one with each bottle of the Art and Fly ink. I took my gloves off, now watch me get ink all over my hands. But they go on there. I'm sure that is for refilling their sketch markers. But that might also, it's got a very small tip. It may end up being helpful as far as dispensing the ink when I get going with this, all these ink projects. And those could just be soaked in alcohol to clean them. And let's see what else. I did also learn in that class that you can make your own blending solution with alcohol and vegetable glycerin. So I bought some glycerin, but I do have a supply of the Ranger alcohol blending solution on hand. So once that is used up, I can try making some of my own. I got these cute little spray bottles for alcohol. And if you're not familiar with alcohol inks, you need 91% isopropyl alcohol or higher to get decent results with alcohol inks. And alcohol is kind of hard to come by these days. I mean, you can get it now, but it's really ridiculously expensive. Some of the price gouging that's going on with alcohol-based products is really ridiculous, and somebody needs to put a stop to it. Anyways, so that that's what I did with my inks. And like I said, I used the Appliqué freezer paper. I have also used freezer paper that you buy like in the grocery store for your kitchen for wrapping things to put in your freezer. That works as well. I have Yupo paper, which is pretty pricey. So that's the Ranger Yupo paper. There's the Legion Yupo paper is available. Ranger also has these alcohol ink panels. They're two-sided, but they're like a hardcore panel. So there are those substrates, and then what I also just bought, and I haven't even opened this package, but this is Duralar craft plastic, and I watched quite a few videos from creators who really know what they're doing with alcohol inks, and those that have used this like it a lot, recommend it. Way cheaper than Yupo paper. It's a 25 piece pack. They're 12 by 12 and they're 200 GSM, so it's not like it's real flimsy plastic. So I probably will cut some of these maybe into quarters to start with until I get a feel for doing alcohol ink on this, but I'm looking forward to using that. And then, you know, when I go in, I go all in. I also ordered a small airbrush with a small air compressor, and I think that's supposed to be delivered middle of this week, Wednesday maybe. So I will be playing with that. So if you have any questions about alcohol ink, if you're new, if you've never used it, ask. I mean, I'm by no means an expert, but if I know the answer, I'm happy to share the knowledge that I do have. If you are an expert or advanced in alcohol ink and I have said anything wrong here, please leave a comment and let me know, because like I said, I am still learning, but I am anxious to play with these more. I've done a few alcohol ink projects in the past, and I do have a playlist of alcohol ink, but in the class that I took, the instructor liked the very filmy, light, faded edged pieces. She didn't like bright colors, and so, and I mean, I kind of like both ends of the spectrum. I like color, so to me, I may be in the mood for bright colors one day, and I may be in the mood for more subdued colors on a project on another day. But I was happy to get both sides. Most of the projects that I've done so far, I have done in the brighter colors. The other thing that I got, I've had this, and it moves the ink. It's similar to the Tim Holtz ink blower, or whatever they call it. But this one, it's a bipolaroid, and it's for cleaning camera lenses. And you'll see me use this if you watch any of my alcohol ink videos, the more recent ones since I got this. The thing that I don't like is you can't get like a continuous soft flow of air. It blows it in big puffs, and it's very unpredictable. You really can't control at all what you get with this, and it makes my hand hurt after a while. So, but I did buy some stainless steel straws, and I tried this the other day, and I really like this. It's much easier to get a soft airflow and to kind of control where the ink is going. So I think between my hair dryer, the straw, and then the airbrush that I have coming, that should give me a good comparison, and maybe I will share that once the airbrush comes, a comparison of the different devices that you can use to move the alcohol ink. and I'll let you know what I like the best. I'm sure they each have their own, you know, pros and cons. So it seemed like there for a while, it's like every day I was ordering something else for alcohol ink, and it's like, I have to stop. I know some of you can identify with this, but like I just kept, every time I saw somebody do something cool with alcohol ink, it's like, oh, I'm going to try that. Oh, I need one of those. So I really do have to stop and just use what I have and get better with this medium, because I really want to. So I appreciate you coming along with my little demo of my swatching and where I'm at with this whole alcohol ink journey. I really love this. If you haven't subscribed, now would be a good time to do that. Hit my bell so you know when I upload new videos. I don't just do alcohol ink videos. I do all kinds of mixed media art videos, tutorials and process videos. I will be doing more speed versions of some of my projects so that I can share the full-length versions with my members. Check out my memberships, and in the meantime, go make some art. Bye!